Hello, Leo. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing your monthly reading, tuning into the month's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through for you. Hope you're doing well, Leo. So this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Takes you right to my book online page. All right, Leo, this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are welcome. All right. The overall energy of the month is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. It looks like in the month of May, you're exploring dependency. You're exploring lessons around how to be independent, how not to have to depend on others, creating financial independence. It feels like there's a real desire to turn that card upright, to be independent, to have more than enough. Okay, that makes sense. It looks like you're grieving. You're with the Five of Cups, it feels like you're in your emotions in the month of May. Something you've lost. Maybe someone or something that you were dependent on. It feels like this grief is stirring up desires in you to be to not have this type of feeling again, to not put yourself in a position where you're dependent on someone, maybe financially, and they take advantage of you. They take advantage of your need, of being in need of, and it feels like you're tired of being taken advantage of. There's something around Pentacles and Cups, something around having enough, feeling secure, feeling stable within relationships. And I feel like you've lost something, or losing, you're grieving in the month of May. It looks like there's some belief that's keeping you from letting go. Some type of beliefs of you need this person, you need this situation. It does look like there's a new opportunity opening up in May. Feels like a new way of thinking, a new way of being, finding your own stability, finding your own security. What's interesting is it feels like you have to be sneaky about it, or keeping this new direction quiet for some reason. It feels like feels complicated. Feels really complicated for a general reading. So that feels complex. It feels like you are really exploring in the month of May how to be independent. Can you be independent? What beliefs are keeping you from the stability and security and abundance that you want? Feels like you're wanting to take direct authorship and ownership of who you are and how you show up. And it feels like for you, in order for you to change the way you show up, and especially in this type of relationship, it feels like there might be people in your environment that don't want you to have a new perspective. They want to keep you walking on eggshells because it benefits them for you to imagine, perceive. It feels like someone's telling you that this is your happily ever after, but everything is all is that everything says that this is not your happily ever after. Feels like someone wants it feels like whatever this is, this relationship is benefiting the other person and not you, Leo. So, all right. The hidden blessings in the month of May, Leo, is the Ace of Cups in reverse. A lack of self-love, a lack of filling your own cup. Okay, so it looks like you're recognizing in the month of May that you've been in a Five of Swords type of relationship where this isn't loving, this is punishing, this is controlling, this is manipulation, this is me needing you to do what I tell you to do so I can win at any cost. It feels like the hidden blessing is recognizing that this isn't love. This isn't loving. And it feels like the hidden blessing is walking away from any type of relationship where you don't feel loved. It doesn't matter if the other person is trying their best or they're not trying or they're saying they're trying. If you're not getting your needs met, if you don't feel loved and you've tried to, it feels like a blessing. The hidden blessing is you walking away, you willing to take the L. Egoically, I'm willing to, tuck my tail and take the L, that this didn't go the way I expected it to. It looks like by you detaching and walking away that because this relationship is blocking your manifestation skills. Have you noticed that it feels like it's been distracting? It feels like you've been exploring the lessons of this relationship, and it's blocked your ability to create what you would prefer. And it's also made you feel very insecure, Leo, showing up in your reading, not feeling like yourself, not feeling strong, not feeling seen, not feeling courageous. I think when you realize I can't be myself, I can't show up as myself, that's a problem. Like recognizing that I cannot be the full expression of myself in this connection, and that's where your blessing is. It feels like you're coming to terms, you're realizing, you're seeing things clearly, and that's a blessing, because then you can start making different choices. You can start healing from this. You can decide what does make you feel like yourself, what does make you feel stronger, what is it that you would prefer other than this. All right, what you're leaving behind is the Tower. Holy cow, yes. So the Tower, the story of the Tower, there's this couple. They're so into each other and they're so excited about their relationship that they build up the walls of the tower around themselves, creating, kind of cutting themselves off from the reality outside of the tower, and they create a delusional relationship that they keep building until suddenly the lightning strikes and both are thrown from this tower of delusion, and they're forced back into reality. So what you're leaving behind, it looks like, is a delusional relationship, one that feels like very enmeshed, codependent. I don't know where I end and they begin. And it's perfect. It feels like you're both kind of telling a story of what you want this relationship to be, but it's not the reality of what this relationship is. It feels like you've been ignoring red flags. You've been ignoring how you've been feeling. You've been doing whatever you can to keep building up the tower, keep building up and insulating yourself from the reality. Because if once the reality hits, you'll have to see the delusions. You'll have to see what the red flags that you ignored. You'll have to see the treatment that you received that you don't prefer. How you chose to stay in this delusion. You chose to stay in a relationship where you were treated in a way that was not how you would prefer. So it feels like what you're leaving behind is delusion. It looks like it's time because there's something that you're ready for. Okay. It also feels like there's exhaustion. You're leaving behind having to just the exhaustion of trying to make this work, trying to keep it together. It feels like you both have, or whoever this is talking about, it feels like you are leaving behind a version of yourself that you don't even like. Feels like you don't even really like who you are, who you have to be in that relationship. Feels like both of you don't like who you've become. And it feels like both of you feel unloved and uncared for. Wow. This feels like a love reading or the end of a love story. So, all right. Leo, how to get the most of your month is the Four of Cups. Yeah. This is just so clear. Every message, it's about a relationship that once was desirable, once you were interested in, once there was love, but it looks like you've lost the taste for it. There's nothing there for you. It looks like you've kept secret with how that fell, how these cards fell out, that that you were treated like an option, and okay, how to get the most of your month. It looks like realizing your value and that you are not an option, you're nobody's option. It also looks like how to get the most of your month is communicating. Feels like something shifts very quickly. It looks like you're letting go of a relationship, but you're creating an environment around you, maybe at work, where you, it's like gathering the wagons around you. You might have lost touch with people while being in this relationship, being so kind of caught up in this relationship. So it looks like there might be other toxic connections as well. Not just this relationship. You might have friends, but that's not friends. Three of Cups in reverse. This feels like someone that doesn't have your back. So there's how to make the most out of your month is letting go of anybody who's not with you. Don't try to convince people of being on your side or anything like that. Just recognizing, oh, this is not a friendship I can move forward with. You don't have to make them out to be a monster. You don't have to do any of that. You can just be like, oh, this isn't a good fit right now. So, but what does work? it feels like you've kind of been in a bit of a delusion of who's for you and what's acceptable. And so now you're getting real, and it looks like you're wanting to end this painful cycle. If this is a breakup, it does feel like there's a lot of both of you turning on each other and making the other be a monster. And what I'm getting is boy, there's a lot of healing in this month of May. It feels like you're going to feel some really core wounds are ready to be felt, are ready to be healed. And they're emotions that make you feel very vulnerable, very hopeless, desperation type of energy. It looks like you're letting go of anybody who doesn't want to work with you, being very honest about it, and then seeing who does show up, who is willing to work with you, is on your side, willing to build with you. It feels like there could be quite a few people leaving your experience, but you're learning who and what to invest your time in, and you don't want to waste your time trying to convince people who aren't for you, don't care about you. They just want attention. They just want to hear what the story is. Something about that. It feels like you're getting very honest with yourself. You're allowing yourself to see some very inconvenient truths in the month of May. Wow, this is very transformative. What's supporting you is that you're having a spiritual awakening. This is a part of your awakening process. This is so you can leave behind an old way of being, so you're not surrounded by people who aren't for you. It feels like as you raise your vibration, as you learn how to love and support yourself, that those who are not loving and supportive for you and your journey don't match. It looks like you being willing to feel. Feels like you're maybe kind of taking some time to be by yourself and feel your feelings just as they are, not how you would prefer them to be. That this exercise feels very important to help you see what's real and what isn't real, is being willing to feel how things are and see things as they are right here in the present, not how you would prefer them to be, but being aligned and being okay with where you are and how you are. Not trying to escape this. It feels very important. Part of your journey is allowing yourself to feel. This feels like a huge shift in your energy. It feels like this is you facing all your fears to get to a different level of you, of a different level of understanding. You've been in karmic lessons in the past. You've been exploring a lot of abandonment wounds. Feels like you've abandoned yourself to fit in, to afraid of communicating your truths because you don't want someone to walk away. You don't want someone to reject you. You don't want to be abandoned. And it's created a lot of coping strategies of being codependent, of being needy, needing someone instead of in your neediness instead of in your power, in your confidence. So this is a huge shift. It feels like big changes, and the changes are coming from within. It feels very spiritual. Wow, beautiful messages. Okay, what to be mindful of in the month of May? The Magician. It looks like you've manifested this. You've wanted, it feels like you have a desire to show up differently, to be someone. This feels very Leo. It feels like you're wanting to show up bigger, louder, a leader in front of people. It feels like you feels a little faded here, and it feels like you have you want to be someone different, and it feels like the ticket, the payment, what you need to become, how to become that person you want to become, is by going through this in May. Really addressing some internal issues, things that you've been unwilling to see until now, unwilling to address. There's been a lot of beliefs that you have kept feeding, and it looks like you're learning how to redirect your energy, how to shift your energy. It looks like you've been exploring a lot of lack, a lot of what you hope or what you expect, a lot of expectation, a lot of crushed expectations, things not being what they really are. And it looks like what you're bringing in the month of May is starting to overcome obstacles, starting to move on, move forward, maybe even for some of you move. And it looks like you're going to really learn in the month of May what your cutoff game is. It feels like you're going to learn how the medicine of cutting what and who's not for you, for your path, for your journey, without making them out to be a monster, just realizing this person is not for me, like dispassionate. I'm going to move on from this. It feels like your cutoff game is beautiful medicine. Moving on, putting all of this in your rear view. That's beautiful. Very empowering. I feel stronger at the end of the month for what you are willing to go through here, Leo. So, all right, that's your reading. I'm going to go ahead and do an extended reading. Take this over to Patreon and look at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance in the month of May. So if this has been resonating and you want to continue on and get more details, follow me over on Patreon and I'll see you there. The link is in the description box below. Extended reading. Click. See you there.